Well, digging a trench, laying a line, I gotta go get a 45 for this corner here. I originally didn't plan on doing it that way, but originally you can see where the trench stops right about there-ish. I was gonna run it around to this side of the barn, and poke it through this wall, but then I was like, well, what's gonna happen when I try and slide that door? It's gonna hit it. So I had to, last minute change, I decided to run it through this wall because I figured that'd be the better option. Probably going to have to go get a 45 because that's what's gonna have to happen to get it done. So I just got done wiring up the plug here. My plan is just to plug it in either this outlet or this outlet over here. Trench is pretty much well covered up. Here we got a frozen dirt chunk is slippery. That one's gonna require the bobcat. Got it all ran through the wall. Did a little, just did this right down here. Put a 90 on it and then a cap and drill a little hole in the cap so wire can just hang out of that. Go ahead and walk down to this end. I got this end all wired up down here. Picked me up some new shade. Got that all hooked up down there. Got the outlet wired up. Figured I'd just show you guys that before I throw it in the box and put the cover on it down there. This is Cash. Hi, Cash. Hi, buddy. What you doing? He knows some tricks too. Those are yet to come. I'll show you guys in some future videos. So this way, I'll just plug his heated water bowl in, and then I can just take him water out once a day, like I normally do when it's not below freezing. So yeah, we're about to cover this trench up the rest of the way. And by the way, oh my gosh, we got a crybaby. I am definitely not no professional electrician. You know, a lot of this stuff I've just learned around the farm, having to do things. My dad has taught me so much. But we got it all together now. I took a little silicone and slapped it around there, even though it does have that seal, that foam seal. I'm about ready to fire up the bobcat and finish filling this trench down here and what's left over there by the barn, and then kind of smooth it out because there's low spots, as you can see down through there. So yeah, let's get to it. Closed up. I mean, as good as it's gonna get, because the ground is frozen. There's a lot of frozen chunks, like around there. How do I zoom in? Oh, there we go. Like around that post, you can see all them frozen chunks. But yeah, that's just what you get when you dig the ground up when it's below freezing. I gotta go dump some grass because I'm not gonna be able to fit it back in the trench. Hey, there's some grass. Yeah, a little bit here we gotta smooth up, and then is what you get when it's frozen. There's not really much you can do about it, besides let the ground warm up and thaw out. Does come on, we don't fall in one of them and break an ankle or something. I'm gonna hop off and go these big chunks in the bucket and then take them back where I dump that grass. That way I can get a smooth finish on this right here where we'll be walking. Got the chunks loaded. We're gonna go dump them and then come back and smooth up this and try and shove that stuff down so we can get it out. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. Try and pat that little chunk down there. Good enough. We can go over here and pat this down around that post a little better because I didn't tamp it very far. Yeah, I'll have to reseed this here in the yard. Stuff next spring. See if we can move that chunk out of our way so I don't knock my post over when I go to tamp it. Alright. It gets dark now about, I don't know, 5:30, 5, something like that. So, I stayed out here till about 7:30 last night. Finished digging the trench. I had about 40 feet from the barn, all but 40 feet from the barn done. So I finished digging the trench and then laid the conduit wire down in there. I had already pulled the wire through the pipe. So that was already done. See if we can flip just that big piece out there on the end. Come on, baby. Oh, there she is. Almost right where I wanted it. Watch this. Okay, don't watch that. Watch this. Right where I wanted it. I had a battery explode on me about a month ago out of one of our combines. First time that ever happened. We put it on the jumper box, and as soon as I hit the key, it literally blew up. This is how it came out of the machine. So you can see, blew the sides open and stuff. I've got to take this out back and put it with the rest of some other junk. But yeah, it really blew up. It sounded like a shotgun went off. It scared me pretty good. But right now I've got to go move this. I'm going to go park it in the sun. There's a little bit of snow on it because it's been out here the last couple days. And then I'll put it in the barn. Come on, baby. Let's do the locomotion. Just like that. Moved it over here where we got some good sun. Actually, I'm going to back it up a little bit because you can see the crest of the shadow from the barn right there. Too high up here. Some of you may be wondering why the rain flapper is on the floor, not on the pipe. I'll show you here when we go put this in the barn. But I'm going to pick up some tools and let that tractor warm up and then let that snow melt off of it a little bit. Take care of the bobcat. Then I'll go park that tractor. So I'll give you guys a little rundown on Cash. He is, I want to say 5 or 6 years old. I can't remember exactly. I've had him since he was probably a 3-month-old puppy. I got him from a guy in a town about 5 minutes from the house. You know, I've had him, like I said, since he was about 3 months old. So he's been around the farm for a long time. He's a really smart dog, great dog. I figured, heck, we've had him 5 years, 6 years now. We can upgrade him to a heated water bowl. So that's what we did. You know, I've got it all hooked up now. There's the bowl. Got it from our local farm store. There's our wire running along the fence, up and down, and then down there to our post down here, where I can plug it in. Yeah, we ran it from here, right here, back to, it's kind of hard to see with that sun in the camera, but back to the barn door right there. So, right there, yeah, right beside it. It was 150 foot altogether, or right about that. Come here. Didn't want to see you, buddy. As you can tell, he's got some pretty long hair. I mean, he's not lacking any warmth. But over here, he's got his dining room. This is his dining room area. Here's his bedroom. And then this is his living room here. All this area here. The wind, this is west. So the wind usually comes out of the west, and that's what it'll do, is it'll hit this shelter on the side and roll over it. And that will, that keeps him pretty warm back in there. You know, I always keep him filled up with some straw. He loves it. He likes to sit out here in his living room and get his view. You know, cars driving by, the equipment moving around. He can see what we're doing, you know, from up here. He can see what we're doing down by the bins and stuff around the house. So, yeah, he loves it. He likes being outside, and usually when I let him off, he finds something to go get into and roll in, huh, buddy? Right now, we got everything all closed back up. Got the bowl in, well, extension cord hooked to it. I'm going to take this tractor back, out back, park it. Cash will follow us. He doesn't like getting in the tractors too much. That, these older tractors, there's not a whole lot of room. I mean, he's not a huge dog, but he's like 70 pounds, so there's not a lot of room for him. It gets pretty crowded pretty quick. He's coming. So, that's why the flap can't be on there, the rain flap. It will get ripped off. Like I said, you can back it in, but you aren't going to pull it out without ripping that off or messing up the exhaust or something, you know, so we'll just take it off. It don't really need to be on there anyways when the tractor's in the building. Yes! Come on! See, this is what usually happens. We'll move something somewhere, and then he just takes off and does his own thing. We used to have hogs back here. You know, this was all open front barns. We took down a lot of gates, and, you know, the feeders would be lined up here, right down through here. And, you know, this was a lane where the seam is on each side. This was just an open lane, and there was panels along each side there. Then gateways on each end. And this was all hogs over here and there. Feeders, and then feeders over on the other side. Yes! Come on! Me and Dad used to feed out about 3,000 hogs a year. And pretty much just me and him, and, you know, the occasional help when it came to rounding them up out in the fields and stuff. You know, managing them, sorting them, stuff like that. I'd have friends come over from school and whatnot, you know, whatever, family, friends and stuff. And it was a lot of work, you know. I mean, in the springtime, we farrowed, and in the fall time, twice a year. So, you know, in the spring when you're trying to get the crops in and you're running and running and running, the days that your rain days would be the days that you'd have to go bed shelters out in the field. They had them in the small shelters like Cash has. That's what we kept our hogs in. And, you know, that was just, it wasn't really enjoyable, honestly. I mean, you'd be out there anywhere from 2 inches of mud to 12 inches of mud, you know, walking around out in them hog lots, kicking the bales, cutting the strings, and kicking the bales into their shelters, and it could be rough. Hey, there he is. Come on, buddy. And we had our own sows and boars. We didn't do artificial insemination. We let them naturally take care of that themselves. And then I'd feed out, you know, 10 Holstein steers a year, usually. And I would just, that board is frozen. There it goes. And then I would sell them to friends and family, you know, quarter beef, half beef, wholes. You know, heck, I mean, if they wanted to buy 2 wholes, they could. Nobody was going to stop them, just their pocketbook. If I had them, they were equal opportunity. And then whatever was left over, and some for ourselves, but whatever was left over, I would just take to our local livestock auction and sell them, you know, usually anywhere from 5 to 2 were left over. And that was pretty cool. Didn't really make any money on it. Those Holsteins eat a lot of grain compared to the beef breeds. The dairy breeds eat a lot more grain. You know, I just kept them on full feed grain, and gave them a hay bale. I think every 2 or 3 weeks they'd need a hay bale, if I remember right. I personally like the cattle more than the hogs. The hogs are really smart, and they're really ornery. You don't want to get in the way of a mad 300, 400 pound sow, because you're not gonna stop her. She's gonna move you. Just step on your feet, you know, rip holes in your rubber boots. Right now, I've got to clean up all these tools. Well, I'm picking up some tools here, and I figured I'd give you guys a little tip. These caulk guns can be a real pain sometimes, especially if they're partially used. You need to reuse them. You gotta like take this thing here, or a screwdriver and a nail, and jam it down in there and try and get that old silicone to come out. But there's actually a little trick I learned. Before you put your gun away, just squeeze it a little bit and get a little clump sitting out there like that. And next time you go to use it, that clump will be set up, and you can just grab right a hold of it and kind of like wiggle it and pull it right out. And typically it'll pull the stuck silicone right back out of the tube. So you won't have to jam that screwdriver in there like normal. So yeah, that definitely is a tip, and it helps. It usually works for me 99% of the time, I'd say. But just when you put it away, you gotta kind of be careful not to kind of leave it laid up so that stuff can set up. If anybody has one of these older Bobcats, you know that 9 times out of 10 the doors stop latching on their own like they should. So you gotta use a chain binder or some kind of ingenuity to keep them shut. But that's all for the video. Got all the tools picked up, putting away the Bobcat. Oh, I love that. Just love that sound, you know. But putting away the Bobcat, plug it in, and that's all for the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.